Okay, so, quiet please. Right, so, what you've just done is you've gone through all the different organisational structures and the advantages and disadvantages of those structures, and that forms part of the pass for your assignment 1. And what you need to be able to do is take that a little bit further, and you need to be able to explain how these structures relate to your business and what makes those particular structures help the success of your business. And you've written me some points, so we're just going to go through there. So I would imagine that most of your businesses are going to be, because they're quite big, they're going to be hierarchical. However, they might have, within that structure, they might use holacratic, they might use matrix within that structure. So you might have certain projects where a matrix structure is really useful to get projects done. So a job comes in and they've got a number of different teammates that are all working on the same project, and then when they finish that project they go on to another one, but they might be organised in a matrix structure, but it's within that. So they take a person from human resources, a person from finance, a person from marketing, a person from production, put them together for a project. All right, that's matrix. You might have, let me just go through what you've said about this. So how a hierarchical structure helps business success. So there's a clear understanding, you're right, there's a clear understanding of everybody's role. So you know who to go to ask for help. You know if you've got an issue with your health, or you want to get a different type of promotion, you talk to human resources. If you've got a problem with your pay slip, you'd know that you'd go to somebody in finance or payroll. It gives that real clear direction, who does what. It also gives you specialists in that area. You know, so the finance people are really specialists in their area, so they know what they're talking about and can do the job really quickly. Whereas if you've got somebody, if you've got an organisational chart like a holacratic one or a flat one, you may not have those areas of expertise. Does that make sense? So hierarchical one, you have real, good areas of expertise. Let me just see if somebody's put financial stability. It's not necessarily the case. You might have a large business that need to make changes because they're too big. They might have too many people, so they have to think about restructuring. I don't know whether anybody wants to mention anything else about that or follow that up with anything. Okay. Yeah, you've got teams of people who work together. They can support one another within their area. With a flat structure or with holacratic, it may be that you've not got other experts in your field that might not be able to support you. Okay, so in the hierarchical structure, you've got teams of people, which is really useful to be able to share, delegate tasks, get the job done quickly. All right, so we're all talking about how it helps the business success. If jobs are getting done quickly, they're getting done efficiently, you're earning the money, you're paying those bills. Let me just see if anything else says anything else. Clear lines of authority, understanding of employee roles, we talked about that. It does show a clear structure from people who are the workforce, the general workforce. We've said about that, but actually there's a disadvantage here, and you do have to understand what can go against business success with these models, because you're then showing a real good understanding, a depth of knowledge. So with this structure, say for example somebody that works in the sales team might have a really good idea that could help the business become more efficient, but that idea has got to go through their manager, their manager, their manager, their manager, their manager. It's called bureaucracy when there's a lot of different layers to go through, and that's what that is. There's a lot of different layers. To make any change, somebody might have a really good idea and it might really help the business, but that could take a long time to implement, couldn't it? Depending on the structure. An advantage of a flat structure is that communication is really quick. Same here really. If somebody has a really good idea, those messages can be given really quickly. So this assignment, you're talking about these structures and you're saying how they help business success or not. I'd like to see both sides. When you're doing distinction work, it's your job to show both sides, and you're giving an all-round understanding of it. Okay, so have we got anything else? Hierarchical, the employees who has authority allows clear communication. It's down to the senior leadership team to make sure communication just gets forwarded on. They're having to rely on other team members to get it right. So if the managing director gives an instruction, or the chief executive officer or whatever it is, the owner of the business, they need to rely on their team to actually give that message clearly. So that's could be good because they're delegating, but it could also be bad because the message might get changed depending on how many different people say it, I suppose. We've talked about the flat structure being very sort of straightforward to set up. The holacratic one, where everybody's got the same level, there's no like hierarchy here. You've got an equal distribution of responsibility. People could take on tasks that they enjoy or are really good at, but you're limited. You're limited to knowledge and expertise, perhaps, with that. So let's just see anything else. Flat structure helps the business success, is clear to understand, clear roles and responsibilities, and they know who to go to, staff need to know who they need to go to. But it might mean that some people have got to really have a good understanding of a lot of different things. So one person might be really good at human resources and marketing and IT, another person might be really good at finance. They really need to take on more roles perhaps because there's not as many staff, and they don't necessarily have people to help them if they are a specialist person. It simplifies communication, absolutely, which is good. So if something needs to change really quickly, flat structure is really good to do that. So is holacratic, and so would matrix be. It's cost effective, clear communications, fast decision making, which helps a business if you need to change something. If you have to react to market changes, that's a really good structure to be able to get things changed. So there's clear roles, clear communication, working collaboratively. We do like working in teams. So holacratic's really nice as a sense of belonging, and that gives people, what am I trying to say? When you're working as a team, you feel like you're supported. You can have a better work life if you feel like you've got people that you're working with. Happier. You might have people that are happier and they stay with your business longer. So that could help business success if you get really good teams together. Like get that camaraderie, you have a laugh in break time, that sort of stuff. That makes up a good team, makes people happy with where they're working. So that can help business success because people are happy. And when you're happy, you do better work, don't you? Yeah. And we've got there that the workflow improves there. You know exactly what you've got to do, your responsibility. You've got responsibility for something, so you're accountable. Particularly these smaller structures, those tasks don't get lost, perhaps. And this one. With the matrix one, you're bringing teams together. You're bringing experts together. Like I said, so you might have the overall structure for some of your businesses, you're going to be predominantly hierarchical, but it might break away for different projects, and they might be put together with subject specialists so that a task can be done really efficiently and quickly. So we've put ensures there's human resources with the right skills to accomplish the company goals. Yes. Also ensures that responsibilities are clearly defined. Absolutely, well done for that. And that means that jobs get done effectively. You're not wasting time. That helps business success. Time costs money. When you're paying people salaries, if they're doing things efficiently, you get more jobs done, more projects managed, more companies charged for the work that you've done, and you're getting that work back, the money back in. That is, helping business success. It determines the assignments and coordination of roles, power and responsibility within a business. Yeah. Okay. Any questions about what we've spoken about? So you're going to be talking about this in general terms. You're going to be talking about hierarchy. Bring pictures in, and you can just talk about your businesses and just say they're probably hierarchical. These are the advantages of that, as opposed to a flat structure. Just exactly what I've just been saying. Pause the video. Write a little bit. Pause it, write it, pause it. And if you write those things, I'm going to mark it and go bing. Okay? Thank you. We're going to come on to the other one.